Hello, I'm here today with Elena Holmes, who is a nutritional therapist who works with both individual clients and gives educational talks and workshops. Like in the news, there's been lots of talk about what's healthy, what's not, and I'm just going to be asking her a couple of questions on sort of what young people should be eating and what if what's in the news is true and sort of like that. So the first question I've got for you is, what is a healthy diet and how do I know if my diet's healthy?
That's a very good question because it's very difficult to answer. A healthy diet is a diet which gives you all the nutrients that you need to be healthy and which does not have any or very little of the foods or ingredients which could make you sick.
Is a healthy diet just like how much you weigh, or is there any like other indications of like what's healthy and how do I know that I'm eating well?
I think the best way to find out is to see how is your energy. If you feel constantly tired for no reason, it means that it is very likely that there is something wrong with your diet. If you are in low mood for no reason, and if you have difficulties focusing at school, that could be a sign of a bad or poorly balanced diet.
Sometimes before school, if like you might not feel hungry, should you still be trying to eat breakfast? Is it really the most important meal of the day?
If we think what breakfast means, breaking fast, yes, it is the most important meal of the day. If we think that we definitely must, by all means, eat something at a.m., I don't think it is that important. However, my advice for adults and young people differs. Adults, if they don't feel like eating breakfast, they don't need to eat it. Young people, children and teenagers, they need more food, they need more nutrients because they are still growing and their brain is working really hard. They need more nutrients and more often at more regular times.
Yeah.
So my suggestion would be, even if you don't feel like eating, having something small and nutritious, like a wholemeal toast with some peanut butter.
Going on with that, like teenagers, once puberty hits, they start to see a lot of changes in their body. Are there any specific foods that we should be eating to help with this growth and change?
Yes, protein, because we need protein to grow our bones and muscle and everything in our body. And of course, by protein, I don't only mean like huge steak, beans or tofu or nuts and seeds. They are also a very good and a very healthy source of protein. And also all other nutrients like healthy fats, like healthy plant nutrients, so different vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and just a lot of energy as well. So healthy carbohydrates from whole grains, from pulses. Those are the main foods.
Okay, with puberty comes acne. Are there any foods that make acne worse or better?
There are definitely foods that make acne worse, and it's all sugary stuff. So it can be candies, sugary drinks, a huge culprit. Also fried foods, or what we call ultra-processed foods like pot noodles, dairy as well. It can be the culprit. Nuts or green leafy vegetables, they have nutrients that make our skin healthy.
Can food influence our mood, and what food should we be trying to eat to make it better, if it's true?
Food can hugely influence our mental health. There are foods that could make our mental health worse. And again, sugary drinks, and all those ultra-processed foods. And there are foods that help our mental health. So healthy fats, oily fish, nuts, especially walnuts, seeds, avocados, all vitamins and minerals from vegetables, leafy vegetables, that kale, for example, that everyone is raving about, healthy carbohydrates, which have magnesium, B vitamins that are very important for our mental health.
Can food influence your sleep?
Oh, yes. I think everyone who ate something huge and fried and salty late at night knows that it can influence.
Yeah.
And of course, there are foods that help us sleep, foods that have a certain nutrient, which is called tryptophan. So bananas, chickpeas, turkey, they could help us sleep. But I think the main thing is not to eat really heavy, unhealthy meals late at night.
The Eat Well guide we're taught at school, it says to drink 8 glasses of water a day. But why should we be doing that? What role does water play in the diet?
We are made of water. Newborn babies have 90% of their body made of water. The older we get, the less water there is in our body. But even people who are over 60 years old, they have at least 60% of water in their body. Water is in every cell and every liquid. If we are dehydrated, we can't focus. We are in a bad mood. We get tired very easily. Water is important. How much we have to drink, it depends also how much we exercise, how hot the day is. So different things that could influence.
David Attenborough as well has been trying to increase his efforts to make us think more about plastic. When you store food in a plastic container, does that have a negative effect on the food itself?
If the containers are made specially for food storage, they should not have any negative effect. But some of those pots or bowls, they say microwave safe. I would not recommend heating any plastic container, so putting in a microwave or putting hot food into it. But for cold storage, they are okay. However, if you have glass containers or like porcelain bowls, put your food in, cover and store. And things like herbs, for example, of fresh vegetables, you can put them like you would with some flowers. You can put them in a vase with water and they will keep long without even needing them to put them in the fridge. There are ways around plastic. Hopefully, there will be more and more options, sort of environmentally friendly options for food storage.
Diet and nutrition gets talked about a lot in today's society, is usually trending every day. What suggestions have you got for teenagers trying to process all this conflicting advice?
Oh, that's a brilliant question. I would say if you are feeling well, if you can focus at school, if your energy is good, don't change your diet, whatever you hear, because one day you hear one thing, the next day you will hear something exactly the opposite. However, if you read something, look who has written the article and see what qualifications they have. And you will notice that most of those people, they are not nutritionists, they are not dietitians, they are not nutritional therapists, they are just personal trainer. It can be some influencer or pop star from somewhere. So take that with that proverbial grain of salt. Just if you are feeling well, eat what you are eating. It means if your skin is healthy and if your mood is good, you are most likely eating right.
It's Ramadan right now. It's nearly over in like a week or so. What's your opinion on fasting? Is it something we should all be trying to incorporate into our lives?
Again, my advice differs for young people and for adults. I know that some adults can feel very well when fasting like 16 hours a day and eating within an 8-hour window. But if you know, even Ramadan, besides that it lasts just a month, excludes children until puberty. So fasting, again, it is not suitable for people who are still growing and developing because you need more food and more regularly. And yes, and even some adults, if they have certain diseases, if they are on some medication, not everyone can fast. So the answer is, it depends.
People struggle with their relationship with food, maybe like overeating or binging or restricting what they eat. If you ever find yourself in this position or you have a friend who's struggling, what do you think we should do?
Those so-called eating disorders, they are a serious problem and they need what is called multi-team approach. In that case, if you feel that you might have an unhealthy relationship with food, or if you have a friend who you suspect might have, the best thing would be to contact a GP and talk to them, because you need psychotherapy most likely just to help to sort the things out. You would need nutritional help as well, and also sometimes GP just to check how the things are going. All the problems with relationship with food, be it anorexia, be it bulimia, be it binge eating. It's something to be taken seriously.
Finally, sort of sum up the three most important food facts in your opinion.
Cook from scratch, eat as much as possible whole foods, so plant-based whole foods, and just enjoy your food, because food is not just a fuel. Food for the body and food for the soul.